Never stop reading the Bible.
Today we're going to dive into the short, but wow, incredibly powerful book of Habakkuk. It's an ancient text for sure, but it tackles a question that is so modern, so universal, it honestly feels like it could have been written yesterday.
And this is the question that just beats at the very heart of this book. It's a cry we've all felt, right? You look at the world around you and you just wonder, where is the justice in all of this? Well, thousands of years ago, a prophet named Habakkuk wasn't just thinking this question, he was shouting it directly at God.
And what's so fascinating is that his name actually holds the key to his entire journey. Habakkuk means to embrace. And you'll see, he starts out by embracing his doubt, his confusion, but he ends up embracing something way more powerful. Let's see how he gets there. So we begin with Habakkuk, and he's looking around at his own nation, Judah. And what he sees just pushes his faith to the absolute breaking point. There's corruption, violence, injustice, it's everywhere. So he turns to God, not with some polite, quiet prayer, but with a raw, frustrated demand for answers.
You can just feel the pain in those words, can't you? This isn't some theoretical armchair theology. This is a man wrestling with a genuine crisis of faith. He believes in a good and just God, but everything he sees with his own eyes seems to completely contradict that belief. He's basically asking, God, are you even paying attention?
And here's the thing, God does answer, but the response is the very last thing Habakkuk could have ever expected. It's not comforting, and it certainly doesn't seem to solve the problem. Actually, it sounds like it's about to make things a whole lot worse.
God's answer is basically this. Oh, I see the injustice, and don't worry, I'm going to deal with it. I'm bringing in the Babylonians, a ruthless, violent, and even more wicked nation, to be my instrument of judgment against my own people. I mean, can you just imagine Habakkuk's shock? This makes absolutely no sense. So this leads to Habakkuk's second complaint, and this one goes even deeper than his first. You see, the issue isn't just about injustice in Judah anymore. It's about the very character of God. How can a holy God use such an evil tool for his work? It feels like a massive contradiction.
So Habakkuk does something pretty incredible. He says he will stand on his watchtower and just wait. He's going to wait for God's next answer. He's not giving up. And this time, God's response broadens the horizon, and it addresses the fate of not just Judah, but all nations, including those Babylonians themselves.
The crucial point here is all about timing. God essentially says, look, don't worry, the Babylonians won't get away with it. Their judgment is also coming. But it's going to happen on my schedule, not yours. This vision of ultimate justice, it's certain, but you have to wait for it.
Now, buried inside this second answer is a single short phrase. And it seems so simple, but this little phrase is the pivot on which the entire book turns. It's the key that unlocks Habakkuk's transformation from total despair to real hope.
This is it. This is the answer. God doesn't give Habakkuk a detailed flowchart of geopolitical events. He gives him a principle to live by. The answer to all this overwhelming chaos and injustice isn't about knowing everything, it's about trusting the one who does. It's a call to live by a confident trust in God's character and his ultimate plan for justice. And just to prove that this justice is real, God gives Habakkuk a little preview of Babylon's fate. He pronounces 5 specific woes, or you could call them curses, against them for the very sins they thrive on: theft, greed, violence, cruelty, and idolatry. The message couldn't be clearer. Absolutely no one is above judgment.
And this comparison right here just brilliantly illustrates the change in Habakkuk. I mean, look at that shift. He starts out demanding to know why God allows evil, and he ends by declaring that he will rejoice in the Lord. Nothing on the outside has changed yet. The Babylonians are still on their way, but everything inside him has been completely transformed.
And this idea that a person is made right with God and finds true life through faith, not through their circumstances or personal merit, well, it didn't just change Habakkuk. It went on to become one of the most explosive and influential ideas in all of human history. The impact of this one line is just staggering. Hundreds of years later, the Apostle Paul picks it up and makes it the very foundation of Christian theology. Then the book of Hebrews uses it to encourage the persecuted. And get this, over 2,000 years after Habakkuk, Martin Luther's rediscovery of this exact concept, salvation by faith,
ignites the Protestant Reformation, and literally changes the course of Western civilization.
This brings us to Habakkuk's final prayer in chapter 3, and it is one of the most stunning declarations of faith you will ever read. He imagines the absolute worst-case scenario. We're talking total economic collapse, starvation, everything gone. And even there, having embraced faith, he says his joy is not found in his circumstances, but in God himself.
You know, Habakkuk's journey offers a timeless guide for us. He teaches us that it's okay. It's actually good to bring our hardest questions to God. Because the ultimate answer isn't about understanding every single detail, but about trusting his character. And that leaves us with the same challenge he faced. When everything seems lost, where do you find the strength to rejoice?
A presentation by the Center Studio.